Hello. I just wanted to do. Ooh, this is really on the fly. I just wanted to do a reading on. Sorry, thought I had this all set up. I didn't. I wanted to do a reading on that Wexler guy, the one who bankrolled Epstein, the Victoria's Secret CEO, I believe he is, some such thing or another. And I know he's always claimed, I have no idea that he was involved in this. Well, tell you the truth, I don't believe that gut-wise. It's just like, yeah, sure, old man. Sure. These people live in a very different world, and I've been learning more about that world of the wealthy and this uber 1% wealthy weird bunch that so-called jet set. That lifestyle that Jeffrey was into. Why would this man bankroll this dude? Obviously there was some payoff. There had to be some benefit. Don't tell me he's such a philanthropist. If that's the case, why didn't this go toward feeding hungry children or something, rather than a child predator? So let's just take a look. I think I'm going to have to use the Haunted House Tarot with this dude. Okay. Wexner, yeah. And somebody wanted to know if he was a spy or something. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe the cards will pick up on an answer that way. I tend to think his involvement and bankroll is more of a personal benefit. I don't think he was probably spying. That's just me on my gut level when I just take it in there. But we can ask that with the cards. So for right now, we're just going to focus on why Wexner, Victoria's Secret, was such a big supporter of Epstein. Did he really, and I feel silly to even say, did he really not know? Because I just struggle to accept that. But okay, I'm going to be open-minded and I'm going to ask, did he not know? Why was he such a big supporter of Epstein? So why was Wexner such a big supporter of Epstein if he didn't know that Jeffrey was doing what he was doing? Was he really ignorant of Jeffrey's game? It doesn't seem like anybody else was. It seemed like Jeffrey's reputation preceded itself. People knew, it seems, exactly what he was about. You know, that were in a position to know. Many of them knew. That he was doing, having these parties. He wasn't telling them to bring their wives and maybe their teenage daughters, but, he was not inviting. I think his business was blackmail and, frankly, child sex trafficking, teenage sex workers that he could entrap and make loads of money off of by pimping them out to these wealthy, bored one percenters. And just, I hate reading about it, but I'm going to do it this time. And see what the deal is, because I'm curious. Wexner. Did he really not know? Ten of Swords. Three of Pentacles. More than one person involved. It is, I think he knew, this is involvement on a deeper level, on a more knowing level, on a more aware level, and this was something he was involved in. He was putting his money there. There was some sort of deal he had, definitely. This deals with women. This deals also with wealth and abundance. How interesting that we have, what, CEO? Is he still CEO of Victoria's Secret? I don't know, but it feels very much that there was some kind of arrangement. Definitely with a great deal of money. And there is manipulation. But I feel like this man was in on it so far. I'm not really feeling yet that he didn't know or wasn't part of the manipulation. This is confinement. And that's a painful ending of their little arrangement, whatever that was. This has to do with holding people, and I think particularly these young girls. I feel like maybe some of his money went to house them. He supported that angle. It's just a flash that came to me. Yes, these are secrets, but he was privy to these secrets. I don't feel like this excludes him. I don't feel like this is saying this was a secret he wasn't aware of. I feel like it's saying this is something he was in on. And I feel like it's about also the suppression of keeping these people that he victimized suppressed. I just feel like there's this, and also potentially I feel like where he housed them, there's a connection there potentially. And we have death here, radical change. I think he knew the secrets, but now it's coming out and he's defending himself. So I don't believe this, that he didn't know. I believe he fully knew. He's just defending himself. He didn't think he'd end up having to. And there's been a radical change, and it has meant a lot of mental hoops for him to jump through and think of, and I feel like then also there is an end, and brings him down in it. He's just trying to keep from going into the quicksand of the scandal. Again, I'm feeling that this is something to do with housing. This is about being out in the cold. This is about not having a place to go. To being confined. And this is illness as well. It can be illness. I feel like he kept the lights on. There's something that came to mind. I feel like he funded a great deal of, I think, being able to house these young women for whatever purpose. There's a secret there. he's got a secret, and that looks like it might well come out in the future what his angle in all of this business was, because he does. It indicates have some kind of business involvement, and I just keep getting that sense of his money going to, I feel like, hold these youngsters. Even, this is not a voluntary thing, not usually. Unless it's, I just, not doing anything about it is what I get. He knew, but he wasn't going to do anything about it because there's something, whatever his angle is, I just get it's going to come out. And I feel like this is definitely picking people that were in a desperate situation. I feel like a lot of people that kids that are out on the street, or kids that don't have secure home lives. It goes to all of that. Kids that come from more vulnerable background. That is a feeling here, preying upon them. And there is a whole ring of other people that are involved, that were involved with Jeffrey in this. And I think it looks like Wexner has some kind of secret in there. What it is, I'm not even going to try to attempt to guess at. I don't want to know. But it looks like it's going to come out in the future. And there's a cruelty angle here that I want to touch on. I don't know, does this guy get off on that kind of stuff? God. Because when we go down this angle, this is, I believe, like the loss of Jeffrey's, their little enterprise, okay? And they were making bank on this. And I think there is the angle here potentially also of being blackmailed. Okay? Maybe that all that money he was giving, part of a blackmail deal. And I do think that's, but his story of what he's being blackmailed, what his blackmail angle is. Ugh. Okay, he's terrified about it coming out, number one. That shows here. But I also get that there's a cruelty in him, potentially. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. This is a card reading. I could be wrong. He might be, super nice guy. I doubt ever. Anyway, I feel like there's something about holding. Did he provide a means to hold these young people against their will? These minors against their will? It feels like that, preying upon their vulnerabilities for sure. And like he's totally involved in that. He's he's part of the pie that supports it, is what I see. Here's all that money. And I do think it was blackmail. And it has to do, I think he, again, with the confinement, this is the trafficking that he doesn't want to, the secret trafficking aspect. he was involved in the trafficking. Absolutely. And I think maybe the way Epstein worked may have been, okay, lure these guys in, get them in by activity with that is compromising with these minors, and then extort them and make them put that money towards, housing or dealing with these youths that don't want to be here anymore. There is something about against one's will. Perhaps he's one of those types, okay? I don't know. I just believe that he was roped in. He's not, he knows what's going on. He knows what time it is. He's terrified of being exposed. And terrified, I think, for being the reason why. His little secret that I think Jeffrey probably used to hook him in and then get him in on that way, regularly using his large sums of money. He was just able to do it. And most people, once they become that powerful and they've got enough money that they can throw that way, they'll do it rather than have, or either that or they'll have you exterminated, shall we say, like I believe Epstein was. I believe he was one of his somebody that he blackmailed and then whose bank he was using to sex traffic. He's going to want to vehemently deny it, but I think there's something here that is going to come out, and it will show him as being very cold. That's what I do get, and that's why I say, is he one of those that type that likes to, I don't know, be mean to people, like a sadist? Yeah, there's a definite yucky feeling there, okay? And just sex trafficking itself is sadistic. It's a horrible, sadistic thing to do, and I do think that he was down with it, that he knew that there are secrets with him. He was blackmailed and involved in it, and he's very worried about it coming out, but I see that it will come out. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. Probably this dude, Wexner. He's going to regret it. So it's going to come out, and I think it will unravel him. Great loss. He may not lose everything, but it's a huge loss. It's the 3 out of 5 loss, where all of his, I think, power and money were. Yep, he's going to be held accountable, and he's going to have to, I think he will be taken to court. I think he will face charges. I see him fighting with having to face responsibility for past conduct. There's an attempt to, it was a dark, aggressive, hostile nature act that he was involved in. I think that goes for what he was being blackmailed for and what then being involved with Jeffrey. I'm going to leave it there because it really grosses me out. And it's enough for me to see that I think it was ego. The use of all these women for ego. He's a vapid little man. anybody that, okay. So that's my end of reading on that, because I just really, that's enough. I think it looks like he's going to end up fighting something, and I think it's the exposure of what he does not want to come out coming out. I do see that happening. So there's my reading for that. And I see him at this point, it's still ahead into the future, but I do see him having to face charges, I think. There's something that will come out. So I'm going to leave it there for right now. We'll check back up with him in a little bit. I'll see you in the next video.